tell you what, today's the kind of day makes you feel alive outside. Got that nice north wind blowing, got my coat on, ain't no sweat. I'm happier than a pig in mud. Anyway, got some work going on that sprayer behind me. Some more stuff. I know I still ain't told y'all exactly what's going on, but I promise that video will be coming out. I didn't mean to scare you there.
Got a little terrified there. That's a good spot to do one.
Yeah, don't slip and fall. 'Cause I ain't gonna be here to catch you. I tell you what, whenever Andy cleans equipment, he gets in there and he cleans equipment. I had to have another tooth pulled this morning, so while I'm recuperating, let him wash the top part of the picker. I might try to get on the bottom half of it this afternoon if I feel a little bit better.
So me and Andy are out here. Andy's getting the interior while I'm doing the outside, and it's pretty clean. I'm working on the left side right now, haven't even touched the right side. Pretty dirty. Speaking of something, if anybody wants a pit bike, hit me up, hit my dad up, or just text in the comments or something. The 2019 pit bike, CRF. Now, it only has around 80 hours on it. If you want it for your kid or you want it personally, just hit me up. I don't really need it. It's just sitting in the shop. It's in my dad's way, it's in my way. So if you want it, it's a nice little dirt bike. But other than that, we're not doing it. We're just cleaning everything up around the shop. We're working on this tractor, and then there's people out here working on a window that Andy busted. So other than that, not doing nothing. If you want this pit bike, hit me up.
All right, we just went to International to pick the truck up and made it back. Moment of truth for everybody. Key is on. Let's turn it. It's on 1. And hear the blower. Oh yeah, she's back doing what she's supposed to now. Shut her up and go finish the rest of these projects.
Hey, we got our steers back to our barn here, and let me tell you, I can express how excited I am to test out this new fence that we had built earlier this spring. If you wasn't paying attention, I guess probably March, maybe April, whatever, had a young man come in and completely rip up all of our old fence surrounding this half-acre lot, and completely go back with new, because if there's one thing I'm tired of, it's chasing cows. Last year we had to chase them twice because they got out. The year before that, had to chase them once. And I ain't a cattle man. I've never made no secret of that. I prefer raising things that can't run away from me or kick me, or that I gotta chase and get back in the pen. So fiasco this winter, I didn't care how much it cost, we was getting us a new fence. And yeah, it's grown up. We got the remnants of some morning glory that grew on it this summer, but it's tight, and it ought to hold these cows in, and I'm excited to test them. So anyway, we're gonna let these steers off one at a time. One reason I borrowed my neighbor's trailer is because it's got 3 different sections in it, and because we got other people buying into these steers, we need to know how much each steer weighs. And the only way I can weigh them individually is I've already weighed with them all loaded up. Then we're going to drop one off, go back and weigh everything, drop another one off, go back and weigh everything, drop the last one off, and then go back and weigh empty. That way I know each of them. That way I know what each of them weighs, and we can bill, you know, each person independently, you know, on the exact weight of their steer. Plus, also it gives me a good idea of how much weight they gained individually too, because they got scales at the processors that we take them to, so I can kind of judge, you know, their performance and everything. So I hope you're ready to enjoy the last 110, 115 days of your life here at Griggs Farms with a nice barn and a brand new fence. All right, come on out, buddy. Yep, get on back in the pasture. I ain't got the gate closed yet. There's one off to go explore his grazing options. All right, ready for number 1 out. Yep. Come on, turn around, dummy. Turn around. Ah, cows are so stupid. Number 2 going around to check the perimeter. Been looking mighty lonely there, buddy. There goes number 3. I'm pretty sure he's not going to trust the others to do a proper job of testing the outer perimeter fence. So that's probably what he'll do. I got all 3 of them back together. We got 4 tons of feed on our trailer here in the barn. I ought to get them about 110 days or so. I already got a slaughter appointment for them, so if everything goes according to plan, this will probably be the last time you see the steers until we get ready to load them up, because if you see them before then, I'm probably not going to be in a good mood, and I'm probably going to be cursing their existence, most likely, because they got out somehow, some way, but I don't see that happening. So anyway, now we got that done, get the trailer rinsed out and back to Mark, and got some more things to do. Whew, I tell you what, today's the kind of day makes you feel alive outside. Got that nice north wind blowing, got my coat on, ain't no sweat. I'm happier than a pig in mud. Anyway, got some work going on that sprayer behind me. Some more stuff. I know I still ain't told y'all exactly what's going on, but I promise that video will be coming out. Here in the shop, we got started hauling corn earlier this week because our bush hog tore up, and so Andy hadn't been able to finish bush hogging. But anyway, what happened is we had 3 seals go out. Had the seal go out in this gearbox, but just because it was old, and then had a seal go out in that gearbox, and then the one over there because when Andy was bush hogging, you know, some vine and stuff got wrapped around right there where the drive shaft spins and ate the seal up. So shouldn't be a big problem. Should be like a 5-minute fix, right? Not on our farm. It ain't never that simple. That's the result of having to get the yokes off, because the pin that went in there was rounded off, and I tried everything to get those pins out. Welding a nut to it, heating it up, I mean, just everything. And I mean, I broke some pretty big nuts and some pretty good welds trying to get that thing off. So The last thing I had to do was I had to cut the pin out to where we could get the drive shaft off of the. Anyway, we got our drive shafts here ready to go back together. Andy got our parts here, so we're going to get all this put back together so Andy can stop hauling corn and get the bush hogging done, because it's actually dry outside, drier than it normally is this time of year, and he's probably still got a good 3 days left. And because I haven't checked the weather since we got done harvest, because I refused to check the weather until about middle of March when I actually need to be in the field. I have no idea what's coming, but I guarantee it's December. Probably gonna be some rain coming pretty soon, so we'll get that thing fixed so he can get the bush hogging done, and then we'll get back on the corn and get it hauled. All right, got my old caps and circlips here. I will say having one of these Drake arbor presses does make this process just a little less painful. And I'm not an expert in changing knee joints. I've done it successfully, but I'm by no means proficient in it, so please don't judge anything I'm doing wrong. I got that cap started. Slide our yoke down in the cap. Turn that around blank space. And get our other one. Get it. Get it started. I'll make sure I'll slide back and forth that both caps are centered. There we go, it's on there now. Now we just got these have got inner clips, which I prefer the outer snap rings myself. It's a little bit more easier to install. All right, got that one in. I'll press the other side down. And hope I got enough room to slide the clip on. Looks like I also press this yoke down a little bit, so you're going to tap it a little bit, try to get to release. There we go. Gave us a little bit more room to put the clip in. Just like that. All right, this is going back together just a little bit easier than the other. Lined up a little bit better. Yeah, that one definitely went back together a little easier. Andy making sure he's using the proper size tools so we don't round these nuts off. Those yokes about 300 bucks a piece.
Yeah, there's some expensive bolts there.
And if you do have to start rounding the pin off, they don't sell the pins separately. You got to buy the whole yoke with it.
Because you probably have to cut them out.
Well, we knew they was getting rounded out this last summer. Like we can chance it one more time. So I didn't want to spend $300 on a yoke, and then well, they didn't make it one more time.
We should not have.
Should have just done it when we did the complete overhaul.
They don't sell the pins.
No, not the pin. Not on that end. I mean, those are just regular bolts, yeah. But the pins on that end. It's not a total loss because. Our old yokes right here, the splines right here were starting to get wore, and we were getting some slack on the drive shaft here, which allows the drive shaft to wobble, and it just accelerates the wear on the spline. So it's not a complete loss. I should have just gone ahead and gotten complete new yokes whenever we had all these drive shafts rebuilt and did all the other work on the bush hog back in the summer. But like I said, they's $300 a piece. So I'm like, they're not as bad as they need to be before I replace. So lesson learned. Wish I gone ahead and replaced them. All right, both drive shafts installed, seals replaced, and then gearbox topped up with gear oil. Naturally, I didn't have enough gear oil here, so I had to go down and get some. Anyway, Andy, I think you're ready to destroy some more weeds around field edges.
I hope it's just the weeds and grass. Nothing on the bush right.
Yeah. Please keep the tractor glass away from any tree limbs.
Yeah, I get me scared of trees, so I'm gonna stay away this time.
Yeah, the last day Indy was bush hogging. I guess got too close to trees and one smacked back and broke out the right side windshield. So it's got a little bit shinier glass than what the door did.
Said I had to clean make sure my driver's side window is clean to match the brand new paint.
Yeah, me and Kelly talk crap about that tractor, but for what we do with it, it does take a beating, and it does hold up better than a newer tractor with a lot of plastic and everything else on it. So, all right, we got that done. On to the next project. Tell you what, there's one thing guaranteed about a farm. There's always something going on, something going wrong. Right now, we got a problem down here at the grain bins. So anyway, last night I was working on the computer, got an alert on my phone that bin2 had lost communication with a bin manager right there. And this is the bin we've got our wet soybeans in, and that's definitely concerning, not something I can ignore. We got to get them dried down. So I came down here and didn't have any power going to our bin manager box. So then I started investigating because the bin manager draws power from the box. It's got the starter for our fan motor and everything. And anyway, checked all our fuses. They were good. Anyway, started measuring the starter and everything. And anyway, we had 480, going in on every line, but we did not have 480 coming out. The voltage was significantly lower and was different from one terminal to the next. So we press in on the starter, and it sounded like the motor would try to start, but it sounded like we actually lost a leg in there somehow. I don't know exactly what went on the starter, but anyway, Kelly went and got us a new starter. I'm hoping that that's the problem. I am by no means an electrical expert. I know enough about electricity to be able to start a fire with electricity, but that's about the limit of my expertise. But anyway, I believe the starter is the problem. I'm not really sure which one of these wires pulls power from the starter that goes to either this post back here or this one over here. But anyway, I think something got fried in there, and that's why it wouldn't send power to the bin manager, and also why I couldn't get to start. So we're gonna slap this thing back in and let's keep our fingers crossed that was the actual problem. All right, last couple of wires here. I can't hardly feel my fingers because it's so cold out here. But you know what? I'm loving it. It sure as heck beats sweating. Give me the cold any day. All right, those two in the back. Got our 3 in, 3 out. These 2 wires, and got our overload set to the right one. All right, nice and spark. We have power though. Oh, we still don't have power going to the bin manager here. Yeah, we got no LEDs coming on in there. Well, crap. Problem is, I don't know what the flow of electricity is supposed to be here. So this is coming over from the fan. So we got 2 blue wires here. We got a black one. I'm assuming that's got to be master power. We got a green one not connected. Well, that's got to be a ground or neutral. Alright, we'll do some diagnosing here. Alright, after further diagnosis, we got 120 volts going into here, but there's supposed to be several LEDs in here lit up, and obviously we're not getting anything lit up. So called the 1855 number there and had some really good technical support. One other thing he had me test was this red wire and black wire supposed to have 24 volts direct current on it, which it did. So that's all I can do. So he's going to call the dealer. He's going to get a hold of the dealer that installed this past summer and get him out here, because most likely we got a problem here in circuit boards, and I definitely don't have any expertise in that. But what he told me I could do, because said we got wet beans, I can still run these fans. I should still be able to run these fans manually, even though nothing's powered up. So let's kick the knob on and see if the fan comes on, see if I did a good job replacing the starter. Well, all right, at least I did my part right. So anyway, I'll just run them manually for the time being until my dealer can get out here and see exactly what the problem is inside the box. All right, considering the sun's going down, one of the things I do every day is we got our Christmas display here. And see our turkey, I'm sorry, our chicken airing up here, but it always wants to get caught on this lip right here. Wants to keep its rear end in there, so make sure the display looks right. Lift it up and let it air on. And these lights up here on the top on this one strand, every time we cut the power off, it resets them to where they blink. I ain't quite figured that part out. We got to reset it every single day. I think it's this one back here. No, that's the wrong one too. Say a third time's gonna be a charm. Yeah, that's the right one there. Get them to solid. All right, they're solid there. All right, today we are back hauling today because, well, you can see it's wet, too wet to be in the fields bush hogging. And not only too wet to be in the fields bush hogging, we got a disaster out in the field, but more on that later. So Andy's back to hauling. He's already taken off a load, and we hauled a good part of last week. We got close to 30,000 bushels hauled. Bin number 4 here. We're already down to our bin sweep, so it's time for about my second least favorite job on the farm, shoveling grain behind the auger. But fortunately, this is going to be the only bin we got to shovel this year. If you remember, bin number 2, which we got beans in, and then bin number 3, we got corn in. Both of those have got those paddle sweeps in there. And then of course, bin number 1, we're renting out, so I'm not going to shovel that grain. So we get all of this grain shoveled, and I can put the shovel away for the rest of the year, which makes me happy. That's why we decided to go ahead and unload this bin first, just so I can get the shoveling out of the way, and everything else from here on out's gravy. So Andy will probably be back from Tyson here before very long. He's been making about 8 to 9 trips a day. So I'm gonna go ahead and get our loadout bin preloaded for him. All right. All right, looks like Andy's back. Let's get them loaded up. Are you ready? Okay. Oh. Pretty good load there. Trying something a little different this year. I'm trying to teach myself to fight the urge to fill the truck up all the way to the brim. We're only going, 10 miles down the road and not overfilling the truck, keeps our platform a little nice and cleaner. We don't have any spilling over the side whenever that tarp comes over. It's a struggle for me though, because that's the way I've been doing it for 20 years. Look at that, nice and clean, feels just right. All right, back in the grain bin for more sweeping, but I believe I'm gonna go grab a dust mask first. And I'm gonna lose this shirt. It may be winter, so I've already started breaking a sweat. And y'all know my opinion of sweating. All right, Andy just left out with a load, and we got bin 4 completely clean here. So now we got that completely cleaned out. Let's go check the top of bin 3. I got something to show you. You're looking at what is perhaps my biggest screw up that I've caught on film.